Hi, students. So today we have Miss Palak with us, who is going to do her MBA from ISB. A little background about Palak. Palak has done her BA Economics Honors from Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. After that, she did work for 1 or 2 years, which she's going to talk about. And now she's going to be joining ISB. So, welcome to Education View 360, Palak.
Thank you so much. Really nice. Really excited to speak with you and your students today.
Same here. So, Palak, let's move on to our question and answer session. So, first question from our students is please brief them that who is an ideal candidate to join ISB for further education.
Right. So, I think there are a couple of things that help us understand how is an MBA from ISB different from that of any IIM in India. So, IIMs, you enter with the help of CAT, and IIM degree is also of 2 years. And also, IIMs include a summer internship program. So, whenever you are sitting for placements, you have to definitely do a summer internship. Now, with ISB, it's a 1 year degree. And the curriculum of ISB MBA, which is called their PGP program, flagship PGP program, which I'm talking about right now. What happens with ISB is that it's a 1 year program and the curriculum is designed like that of an Ivy League. It's very different from what you might study in an IIM. It's essentially 2 year course squeezed into one for people who think that they just want to give 1 year to an MBA because they have already done an elaborate undergraduate degree. Another thing about the MBA from ISB is that the entrance exam, like the way you enter ISB, is either you have to give a GMAT or a GRE. So you do not have to write CAT, and comparatively, the time you need to prepare GMAT and GRE is less when compared to that of CAT. Preparing CAT takes around 6 to 8 months, or some people give it one entire year to give that exam and appear for it, and then sit for your interviews for IIMs. But in case of ISB, is that you only take around 2 to 3 months to properly prepare for GMAT and GRE, which you can give any time during the year. So you can plan it according to your job, and then try to time your GMAT or GRE according to your job schedule and according to your overall your life plans, and then accordingly appear for it, and then write your essays, give your interviews, and get a seat at ISB.
Perfect. So, Palak, what is very important is as I know that you've been working straight after college. So, how did you manage your job with your
Right.
GMAT preparation and also writing your essays and SOPs? Could you just enlighten us about that?
So one very interesting thing that I think not a lot of people know about ISB is that so most of the people, since ISB is a college where you have to go with some years of work experience. So people try to, maybe after working for a couple of years, they decide whether they want to do their MBA from India or abroad. And if they do want to do it from India, they start preparing for their GMAT and start writing their essays and SOPs. But for me, I think I had made up my mind that I definitely don't want to do a 2 year MBA. I don't want to go to an IIM. And ISB's curriculum is something that always excited me a lot because the faculty is coming from Ivy Leagues. There are a lot of professors who are coming from abroad and teaching students for different subjects across different semesters. So I was always very excited about the fact that, okay, I want to do my MBA from ISB and I wanted to be in India. I never wanted to go abroad. So I had made up my mind. So ISB has this program called YLP, Young Leaders Program, where in your pre-final year or final year of your undergrad degree itself, you can write your GMAT and get the seat. The process, the number of steps overall remains very similar to someone who would apply, say, for example, 2 years into their work. But it's slightly different in the sense that they wouldn't really probe you on your work experience in your interviews. They would probe you on your college, your knowledge that you gained in your college and your internships, etc. And then this is essentially a deferred admission. So when you get it, you have to, once you finish 2 years of work experience, then you get to go to ISB and then you get to do your MBA. So it's essentially like a safety net you have already when you are when you are in your undergrad degree, that you are currently doing your undergraduation in whatever subject, and then within like those 3 years itself, you decide that okay, 2 years later I want to do my MBA from ISB. So you also appear for that, you get your seat, and then you go do whatever job you want. And once you're done 2 years, 20 months essentially, then you have to quit your job and go to ISB. So you already have that seat. So you have this is for some I mean this is ideal for people who like planning ahead of time, that okay, 2 years I'll do job, then I'll go to ISB. So I want to have my admit right now in my hand so that I don't have to worry or study or prepare for my GMAT when I'm working somewhere. I had my admit in my final year of college, and I finished 20 months this year, but then I also have this option to defer it by another year in case, I want to gain more work experience. So I've deferred it by one more year. So I'll go to ISB next year.
Great. I think that's a very important piece of information for all our audience that deferred admission is
Yeah,
possible and you can finish with all your
yeah,
GMAT and everything while you are in college. Perfect. And I don't
yeah,
think everybody is aware about it, so it's going to help them. Now, Palak, also
yeah.
tell our students that are there any tips? Because number of times people find it a difficult decision to join ISB because of the cost that it involves. So, what do you have
Right,
to
right,
say
right,
to
right.
that? Is it worth spending that much of money? Is there return to the investment that they are putting in?
Okay, so that's a very important point because my parents themselves, like when I was trying to prepare for GMAT, one of the most important questions they asked me, because they also have complete idea about MBA and they were obviously very excited about me doing an MBA. But obviously, it's a natural concern for any parent or even for myself too, because once you start earning, you don't want to take money from your parents. So and nobody has 40 lakhs at the age of 23, 24. So an MBA from ISB, inclusive of all the living expenses, tuition fees, then your hostel, everything will roughly cost you 40 to 42 lakhs. That's a 1 year degree, and an MBA from an IIM for a couple of years will cost you 25 lakhs. Now, I do believe that the return on investment from an ISB completely works out, because when you pay 40 lakhs for 1 year, the average placement from ISB, as of stats, I haven't gone yet. I haven't gotten placed from ISB yet, so I'm not selling that any of that. But knowing what I know and having spoken to alums, I know that the average package would somewhere be around 35, 36 lakhs. So if that is the kind of placement I'll get after 1 year of studying at ISB, I know that I will be very capable to pay off my loans within a period of 5 to 6 years after, getting my degree from ISB. Plus, there are the batch size of ISB MBA, including the Mohali and Hyderabad campus, is around 800 to 850 students. I haven't met even one person till date, because I have met multiple people across learning weekends. After having spoken to multiple people, I realized there's no one who says that it's not a good investment, because the moment you are, first of all, by the end of your 12 months, it's just a 12 months degree. By the end of your 12 months, you have 2 to 3 job offers in your hand. And then if paying off loan is one of your concerns, you always have that option to take the highest paying job and start paying off your loan the moment you start doing your job. And then within 5, 6 years, I have seen most of the people break even and, being completely debt free within a period of 7 years is like the upper limit of anyone who I have spoken to. They were completely debt free from their education loan within 6, 7 years. So I completely think that, I mean, most of people in India, even if you're upper middle class, do not have 40 lakhs spare at home that you would directly give away to an institution to do your MBA. So getting loans for people when you have an admit from ISB is very easy. Banks are ready to finance you at all times, and their payoff schedule is also very convenient according to when your job is starting, when would you get your bonuses, when would you be able to pay most of the installments. So your bank plans most of it for you. So finance wise, you don't have to worry. You will have a wonderful job by the end of 12 months. I hope I do next year when I go. And paying off loan was never a concern for all the alumni I have spoken to. So I think that should not be a reason that holds you back if you are convinced that ISB is the right choice for you.
Perfect. So, first of all, Palak, all the best. I'm sure you'll be able to clinch a good job after 12 months whenever you decide to join in. And thank you so much. Your insights and very honest insights are definitely going to help our audience to make the final decision. And do you think we are missing on to something?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you need to give the final word to our audience?
I think that's just one advice to people, irrespective of the fact that you are going through the YLP way of getting the admit for their PGP flagship program, or if you're a working professional already and if you're deciding to go to ISB, I think just one thing that I would say to everyone is that time your GMAT properly, because writing essays or your statement of purpose doesn't take as much time as because when you're a working professional, you have lost all habit to study. You have to get to your basics, because GMAT at the end of the day is your 10th class maths, your basic maths, and your English is also, you should know all of your rules. So try to time your GMAT in a way that you have a score and then you get to your essays and SOPs, because once you have your GMAT score, 70 to 80% of your tension is gone. And then essays you can take as much time as you want if you have timed your GMAT properly. So my advice to anyone who's planning to go to ISB is that if you're planning to write GMAT or GRE, that should be your first step so that you get it out of your way. And then the only thing you have to do is write your statement of purpose, which is much more easier once you have the exam bit off your head. It really gives you a lot of mind space and head space to do the next steps easily and with much more clarity. So, yes, I think
Great.
timing your GMAT with your work is a very important factor in the process.
Thank you so much, Palak. And a word to our audience. We are going to get you much more videos like this. So please stay tuned and keep sharing and liking the video for the benefit of other students also.